Okay. I have to tell you this, Tina. I loaded all of my March workouts and you came on. We're recording. You don't have to, you can mute yourself. Just mute yourself because you're going to be on the recording now. So this is a speaker focused microphone. Anyway, so you're going to be on 2 times, Tina. That'll be good. Okay. Are you ready? We're going to use this today. Everybody's got one, right? Okay. So how do we prepare for getting into the floor? Sometimes you don't feel like doing a lot of stuff. Sometimes you might be stiff or sore or you name it, whatever. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a wide stance facing the chair with the pad on the chair, okay? I'm just going to put my hands right into the chair. I'm going to step back and step front. I'm going to drop my hips and I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to come back, and as I come back, I'm going to be pushing my butt back, and I'm going to let my shoulders come all the way to my ears. And then I'm going to come back in, and then I'm going to step back on the other leg and front on the leg that's going front. So I'm just changing legs, and we're going to do that like 3 times. Okay, so stay with me. So sometimes when you get up and you just are like, no, I'm just going to lay here and sleep. Do some of these very tiny moves. Come to a chair, just like that. Press back. Let your shoulders just gravitate to your ears. Then come back in. Then step forward. Step back. And get a gentle stretch. Now at this point right here, drop your shoulders. Yes. And pull your tummy in. And you don't sit there for very long. Then you step back. Go ahead and press your butt back. So see, we're just getting the cobwebs out, so to speak. Then I'm going to bring the other leg up. And I just drop my hips in towards the chair as I drop my shoulders. And then I put my heel down. And I stretch through the calf. And I step back. Then I do another shoulders to ears. Okay, and at this point, you should be feeling the stretch coming all the way up through the lower back because you are not rounding your back at this point, right? Tuck your chin. Then you're going to come right here and step the other leg up. Okay, drop your shoulders. Mac is standing here looking at everything. And then come back. Now you're going to step in and you're going to do a gentle from the chair cat camel move. Okay, this is a very, and if your wrist bother you, putting too much weight onto it, just go to your fist. Drop your shoulders, drop your head. Make sure your knees are not going in. Keep your knees open so that they're tracking over your ankles. Drop your shoulders. Take a big deep breath in through your nose and do a cat camel. So this is a mad cat. Okay, and everybody's seen a mad cat, right? Yeah, they're going way up into an alerting type thing as they are working around. And we're going to do about 3 or 4 of them. See this? My knees are soft. I'm not letting my knees come in, touching each other. I'm shoulder width. When I come to this point where I'm doing a camel move, that depression, I want to soften my elbows, okay? Take a big breath in through your nose. Soften the elbows, soften the knees, and you're pushing like if I were with you, as I was pushing you down here, that's what I want. Your shoulder blades are squeezing together as you're pushing down into this move. Okay, just like that. And then come up out of it. You tuck your chin, tuck your head, stay down. Your tummy is tight, and your shoulders now are coming to your ears. Take a big deep breath and then push back again. Okay, so this, push back, come up. This is a modified cat camel. Okay, we're going to do it down on the floor today as well. So here I am, and I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to take my leg back, and I'm going to put my hands right here, and I'm going to bend that knee and come down. Okay, now I do it this way because there are those of you out there that I know getting down into the floor is a big challenge. As I was talking to those who are coming on early, see, the ones that came on early, they get all the extra credit, see. But those of you who have come on now that I didn't talk to at the beginning, well, we're just so glad you're here, that you got your little sluggy self up. I'm trying to help you laugh a little bit. Okay, you see what I'm doing? You see I'm coming to this particular point? Those of you with knees, maybe you have had a new knee replacement. Okay, this is when you go ahead and you put your little pad, your little garden pad, or your little balance pad under your knee. It helps so much. And this leg, do you see how I'm stepping it out? Drop your shoulders. I'm going to go forward, and then I'm going to go back. And I'm going to go back with my toes curled under. Yeah. See, I'm leaning back until I start to feel a little sensation right here. Then I go forward again. So we're not static holding as yet, but I'm activating all these muscles that we so overprotect, because with good reason, when you've had knee replacements, hip replacements, whoa, it gets your attention, doesn't it? Okay, see what I'm doing? See this little shifting? See what I'm doing here? Now when I go back, my toes are curled under. So not only am I stretching right here, if my shoulders are down, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose if possible, but as I lean my whole body back, I have gentle pressure in the toes, stretching under the foot, and I'm stretching right here. Yeah, and I do it maybe 3 times. See that? Okay. Then I just put my hand here, bring the other leg back. Okay. Now I'm on the other leg. Now I'm standing right here on my knees, on my little pad. Okay. And I'm going to bring the other foot forward. Okay. Don't overlean here. All right. Big breath right now. It's amazing how some of these moves will start getting you breathing. Yeah. See how I'm going in? Now I'm going to curl my toes under in the back. I'll turn sideways so you can see me in just a second. Now I notice for me that I'm leaning a little bit more. So I want to correct that. So I want to be level. Okay. Step your foot out. Don't overlean into that chair. We tend to use our assists, whether it be a walking pole, whether it be whatever. Now see, this is my knee replace side. And yeah, it feels different. It's not painful, but whenever I push myself back, whoa, stretch, yeah? Yes. Okay, drop your shoulders. Just act like you're leaning back as far as you can. Your toes are curled under. You have gentle pressure in your toes. And I'm getting quite a bit of stretch right here. Okay. This is my knee replace side. And I just shift forward and then I shift back. Now you could add an element here of complexity by simply doing one thing. As you go back with your shoulders down, you lift the front toe. This is for you, Kathy. I'm just saying, I'm not sure if you're down here on your knee yet. You can do this same kind of shifting in a split stance. You won't get quite the stretch that I want through here. That's okay, we can get it another way. But as you shift back and your hand is on a chair, you pull your front toe up, okay? So you're not only working through the hips, through the back, you're working your feet, your lower leg quite a bit. See how I'm pulling that toe back and I'm pushing myself back? Say rib cage up. Big breath in through the nose. Yes. Now I'll just lean in here, bring both of my feet back and my knees are on my little balance pad. Now is when you're going to do your first hyperextension, gentle. So you go as wide as the pad, make sure you're solidly on the pad, drop your shoulders, drop your chin, okay? Retraction, protraction, we're wanting to be in retraction right now. So, do you see how I'm leaning backwards? Now I'm going to turn to the side because I want you to see what I'm doing here, okay? So I'm going to be right here. And I'm on my knees, which is a place that a lot of us avoid because of knee pain, whatever, okay? This is my first hyperextension and I'm on my knees. So that means I'm going to be feeling big time stretches right through here. Yeah, because this is what opens this up, this move that I'm doing with you right now. So you're going to put your hands back here. You're going to push your hips forward. You're going to drop your shoulders. Okay. Big breath in through the nose. Yeah. Drop your shoulders. Push the hips forward. And you do want to hang out here for a second or two. 3 or 4. Kathy's counting. Oh, yes. See how I'm in plantar flexion with my feet here? Yeah, we're going to do this in dorsiflexion in just a second. But before we do that, here, I'm coming out of it. See, I'm coming right down here. Here's my chair. Okay, I'm going to put my elbows right here. I'm going to push the butt back as I drop my shoulders and drop my chest. I'm going to put my forehead down. Keep your elbows bent. So you're just going to put your forehead to the front of the chair on your arms. Big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Then you come back up. Okay, so now you're in your normal stance. Now you curl those toes. This is what I meant whenever I said I was curling my toes under. Wow, is this good for your toes? Okay, so you've got your toes under. And you're pressing back, all right? Then you're going to push your hips forward. You got it? You hang out here for a second. You turn your chin over to your other shoulder, drop your shoulders, really push your hips forward, drop your shoulders, turn your chin, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose if possible. And you just hang out here for a couple of seconds. See, my toes are under there. Yeah, they are. Okay. Now I'm not going to bend my elbows. I'm going to just push my butt back and I'm going to take my arms out as far as I can take them. Okay, so this has to do with your lats. It has to do not only with your shoulder girdle, hips, but your lats all the way up under here. Okay. So now, all I'm going to do now is now that I'm warmed up a little bit, I'm going to keep my hands right here, okay? I'm going to take one leg back. See that? See that? Yeah, my toes are under, and then I'm going to push again. So this is even getting into your inner thigh, if you got your legs straight back here, your foot is planted down, drop your shoulders and push through the chest. Yeah. Take a breath and then bring that knee down and go to the other one. So my hands are here if you can. If you need to come down to your elbows, that's perfectly fine. But keep your rib cage up. Then you go to the other leg. And so a lot of, this is where your socks might be coming off, but that's okay, just pull them off. Drop your shoulders, number 1. Big breath in through the nose, number 2. Now push the shoulders back. Yeah. And you're doing that straight leg and you're pushing. Yes. So that's the same idea of in starting into a plank move. Okay, so I'm going to be right here and I'm going to come up into my loaded arms and I'm going to have 1 foot in and 1 foot back. Okay, and this is kind of the beginning of a plank position. And then I switch. So just want to do a couple of them. Make sure you get your heel down. Keep your chin tucked. Don't be cranking your neck like this. Keep your chin tucked. See how I'm pushing down onto the heel, but I don't hold it there very long. Okay. Big breath in through the nose. Yeah, I'll push that heel down. And I'll do it, 1, 2, 3 times. Okay. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Press into that heel, straight leg, right there. Big breath. Okay, now we're going to do that modified plank. And I started it right here. Anytime you need to modify more on planks, you bend one leg or you bend both legs. So, do you see how I leaned into my shoulders? My shoulders are right over my wrists. Yeah, that's what constitutes the plank position, okay? So if you need to bend one knee and just come into this position, that's perfectly fine. Here's the deal. Being back here is very different than being here, okay? Now, if you want to make this a little more challenging, you could simply pull your pad back here, put your feet on the pad, and drop into this plank move. See, it's a high plank. My shoulders are down, and then I go up, and I push my heels down, and then I bring my whole body right into that plank, okay? Your heels will come off the ground a little, but don't take them off on purpose, okay? Take a big breath, take a big breath, take a big breath. Then push back and releasing the hands. Come all the way back, all the way back. Your shoulders are all the way up at your ears. Huge stretch. Excellent. Then you come back in and you go back into a plank right there. And you just hang out here for a second or two. Drop your shoulders. Focus on breathing through the nose. Yeah, just do it. And then come back. Okay, step in, turn, come back down. See, I'm going to give you a little practice at this. A lot of times people are, we're used to being efficient, right? So we want to get everything done in the floor while we're in the floor, so we don't have to get up and down. So I'm going to tell you, don't be efficient right now. See, I'm right here. Okay. I'm going to take a big breath. Big breath. Ready? I'm going to lean forward. I don't want to hurt my knee, so step out enough. So you're going to push on the toes in the back, tighten, drop your shoulders, put your hand here, and come up. See that? Now switch. Yeah, this is so fun, isn't it? So if you wanted to remember some of these moves, number one, you can pull it up on your, YouTube channel. However, what I'm doing right now, rotating with control, coming down to the floor with a bent knee. Use my chair if I need to. It's perfectly fine. And use both hands here if you need to. But what you don't want to do is round your back. You want to use and engage your legs, your core. So we're really going to be focusing on core today, which we've already started down that path. Okay, drop your shoulders. Okay, so I'm going to lean in a little bit. So I don't want to impinge my knee. So this is my knee replacement. This is my hip replacement. So I'm going to step out a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to take a breath. Then I'm going to exhale as I put pressure to stand. See that? Yeah, just like that. Then I can come right on up and I can switch and go back down and come back up. Okay, so I want you to be able to do that. Then, for those of you who want to, use your chair. I just showed you how to do that. Or I call it freewheeling. I'm using no device. Let's say I find myself in the floor. Well, how are you going to get up? Okay, how are you going to get down if you need to get down and you have nothing to hang on to? And you have to get up from the floor. Whatever. You're going to find yourself in this situation at some point in your life. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to act like I'm doing a 3-point stance. Okay? I think my guys know 3-point stances. Some of my girls do too. See how I'm doing this? So see what I'm doing? So it's an up down, which we practice our squats all the time. If you've been coming on regularly, push the hips back. See, come down, put your hand down, then come back up. Okay. You might be saying to yourself, well, why is she wasting her time doing all that? We're supposed to be doing Pilates. And I'm saying I'm doing Pilates-like moves. Okay. And again, you need to understand, Pilates is the name of a guy. Okay. Joseph Pilates, back in, I don't know when it was, 40s, 50s, 60s, something like that. Maybe earlier, maybe later. Anyway, see what I'm doing? Do this with me. Just very controlled. Breath, barefooted. Okay. As you're coming down, I'll finish my story. As you're coming down, don't over push on the outside of your feet or the inside of your feet. Okay. That'll create this or this. So I don't want to do that right now. I want to be right on all 4 corners of my feet. I want to push my butt back. Keep my chin tucked. I'm going to come down and do that 3-point stance. 1, 2, 3. See that? That's why they call it 3-point stance. That's football. Okay. Or other sports. Anyway, this right here. Make sure you're not bringing your chin up. Are you doing these with me? I hope you are. I'm doing every one of these that I want you to do. As I come down, I'm pushing on all 4 corners a little bit more into the heels. Yeah. And I'm just doing very slow, but I'm thinking, how am I shifting? How am I pressing into my feet? Okay. This is a very, very important move to be very smooth and to be strong in. Okay. You're going to need this move. So back to Joseph Pilates. That I've told you this before. You can Google all this. So he was I'm not sure if he was a therapist or just an exercise. He came up with a mode or a discipline of movement for injured dancers. Because when they're injured, they can't be loading. Okay, I'm going to do one more. Take a breath. And the long story short, he gave his name to this particular recipe, if I can say that, of movement. So I just brought my foot in, Just brought my foot in because we're fixing to go down to the floor. So I'm warning you. You can do a lot of it standing at a chair. You can do a lot of what we're doing on the floor up against a wall. I love wall work. I don't do a lot of wall work in here simply because I don't have a wall I can push on. Okay. So the biggest thing that you got to hear about this whole story is if you're going to recover, you can't keep hitting the injury. Okay. Joseph Pilates understood that, but his dancers, the people that he was over, these injured dancers, they would come back into their dancing very weak. Well, if they would do his little routines, they would be much stronger. Okay. Okay, are you ready now? Because I told you we're fixing to get down. We're getting down now. This is something that you should really work on. See how I'm coming down here? And then I'm gonna just come out and bring my knees down, okay? Now, once you get down there, don't get comfortable, okay? Because we're gonna get down and up. And I know some of you are rolling your eyes and you're like, let me skip this part. I would encourage you not to skip this part. Okay, if your socks are in the way, just kick them off because they'll roll on this. Now, I'm gonna do the cat, the mad cat, and the camel, okay? And ask yourself, how much pressure am I putting on one knee versus the other knee? Some of you are working one-sided. My toes are curled under, so I'm stretching through my feet. I'm pushing back just a tiny bit as I do about 3, 4 cat camels. See this? See, this move that we're doing is tantamount to flossing for your spine, okay, for your vertebrae, especially the middle to lower vertebrae. Well, the whole thing, because you're lifting your shoulders up, then you're coming down and pushing your butt back, tucking your chin, and back and forth. And if you can just do this, wow, you'll be far ahead of the pain quotient. Okay, so down here, before we go to the next move, we're gonna practice. You may be doing this from a chair, that's fine. Here we go. Number 1, drop your shoulders. Number 2, take a big breath. Number 3, push into both wide toes. Lift. See that? Walk your hands back. Come to your elbows. And then you come up. Okay, now I went ahead and went through the whole thing because if anybody ever says, oh, let's get in the floor, it's like a big deal to some of us, okay? I know it. It's because it's so hard for you to think about getting down and getting up. Do you know, doing what we just did takes a lot of core strength. So I'm going to encourage you, do this with me. I'm doing it slowly. See, I'm coming right here. Breathing. Some of you get out of breath because you hold your breath because this is so hard for you to do. Breath through the nose. Put your 3-point stance. Walk yourself out. And you're on your hands and knees. Yay. Okay, now I'm going to put my feet flat down. Now I'm in plantar flexion with my feet. All right, and I'm going to go into my elbows. I'm going to go into my elbows right there. I'm going to push my butt back. Okie dokie. And then I'm going to come back up. And now I'm going to crawl myself out and come flat down. Okay, I'm right down. Put my elbows in, drop my chin. Okay, I'm doing a second hyper extension on my back. Okay, this is a very good move. If you've done those moves that we did carefully to begin with, and then we're into this move, whoa, you're going to have so much less pain once you get out of this class today. I didn't say during, did I? Kathy's rolling her eyes. Okay, drop your shoulders. Yeah. We're gonna do a little different twist here. You ready? See my elbows? Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Chin tuck. Okay, really lift through the elbows. And then you're gonna just walk your elbows over to the side a little bit, and then you're just gonna look over your shoulder. Okay, both hips are down. Push into your elbows, drop your shoulders. Big breath through the nose. Hang out here for just a few seconds. Then you're gonna walk your elbows forward. It's just one or two little elbow walks. See that? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go this way now. So big breath in through the nose. So I'm gonna just do like this. See this? So see, I just turned myself a little bit. Then I look over my shoulder. Now if both hips are down and you're really pushing in to your elbows, lifting through the shoulders, yeah, you're feeling quite a stretch in a very important part of your core muscles, okay? You should be getting a good stretch right in the side. Some people call that iliopsoas area, okay? Then you come to the neutral. See, this is the neutral. And now I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna slide my hands out there, put my forehead down, bring both legs up. Now relax your shoulders and really reach, okay? Plantar flex, dorsiflex. Keep your hips down. Plantar flex, dorsiflex. See that? Do a round in the ankles. Point, flex. Bring your shoulders way up to your ears. Really reach. Take a big deep breath. Bring those feet down. Come back into a little bit of a hyperextension. See, my elbows are down, my hands are down. See that? Now I'm going to put my toes under, okay? Some of you need to do a modified plank. How do you do that? Well, you start from this position and then you bend at the hip and knee. See that? So you just come up to that and then you come back down. And that's perfectly fine. That's a modification. You can do this against the wall. You can do it on a bed. Here's the next modification. You keep one knee down straight, see? And you tighten in your tummy and you push into your elbows and you just lift your hips. Yeah, just like that. And then you bring your knee off the ground. So I have one knee down, one toe down, both elbows. Okay, try it. One knee down, both elbows, drop your shoulders, but you're straight on a toe. See that? And then come down, take a big deep breath. That was core work. You gotta keep your shoulders down. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side. You ready? This is modification number 2. If you're still doing modification number 1, you're bending at the hips and you're keeping both knees down. That's it. See? Modification number 2, one knee stays down, one knee straightens. Now drop your shoulders, keep your chin tucked. Okay, tighten your tummy and lift your hips. So now I've got 2 elbows, one knee, one toe. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders, they're gonna creep on you. Keep your belly button up. Take a breath and then come back down. Nice. If that's the one that's challenging for you and it's working and you've got good form, that's the one you're going to do now. So I'm going to take both knees out, but you may want to keep one knee down. Are you ready? Drop your shoulders, big breath, tighten tummy, bring your hips up, breath. Don't hang your head too much. Take a big breath. Bring that belly button in. Bring that belly button in. Use one knee or the other knee if you need to. See, I'm not going to hold it very long. So right there, take a big breath. Now, before you go into any other thing right now, you're going to roll. I don't care which side. I'll roll this side so you can still see what I'm doing. See this? I'm going to come right here. See my shoulder? See my elbow? That's important. I don't want you to be out here. I'm going to be right under. See that? Then I'm going to take the upper leg and I'm going to bring it back as far as I can. See that? Take a big deep breath. And I'm going to open the chest and pull my shoulder blades together. Woo! Palm up. Take a big breath through the nose. Big breath through the nose. Drop your shoulders. And come back in and come back in. Go to the other side. So this is as wide open as you can get. Okay? Drop your shoulders. Roll. Make sure that line is good. Stay rib cage up. I'm going to bring the top leg, bring it way back here as far as I can. Then I'm going to open my chest, open my arms, squeeze my shoulder blades, pull my chin down. Big breath. Big breath. Bring it back, and bring it back. Okay? Now, we're going to go back through and visit the plank again. Really, really, folks, the plank is one of the really cool things about the introduction of moves like Pilates. Because you can work quite hard without hurting anything or using your knee or, hip. Your toes are going to be down. And some people may want shoes, but I like to do this one time a week for sure, barefooted. Okay, so I'm going to pull my belly button in. I'm going to keep one knee down, and then I'm going to pull one knee up. And I'm going to hang out here for a bit. Then I'm going to switch. I'm going to hang out here for like 4 seconds. Then I'm going to bring both knees up and just hit it. Again, both knees down, rotate down. Come all the way down. Put your forehead on your hands. Yes. Then I'm going to bring those hands back. I'm going to bring my head up. And I'm going to bring my hands up. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades in. And then I'm going to do careful with my shoulder blades in. Reaches. Keep my chin tucked. I got to be super tight in the gluteal. Reach. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. Reach. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. Reach. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. Take a big breath. Hang out here. Just stay up there. Now I just want to come down, touch my forehead and come back. Come down, touch my forehead and come back. Down, touch my forehead and come back. And then put my forehead right on my hands. Release and do some ankle rolls. See that? This should give you really good, this should feel really good after we hit the back extensor muscles, the core muscles. Then you do these rollouts. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Take a big deep breath, keep your forehead down. Now we're ready to bring that leg right here. If you've had knee replacements, you should still be able to do this pretty well, okay? All right, or hip replacements. So right here, this is my hip replace side. I'm going to tighten in my gluteal. I'm going to be right here. See, I'm just going to be pushing into my hands. I'm going to tighten my tummy, keep my chin tucked, and lift. See that? Then I'm going to reach. Bring it back in, drop it down. Take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders, tighten in the tummy, tighten in the butt. lift, reach, back in and down. Just do this 3 times. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Okay, you ready? Tighten the tummy. Bring that leg up like you're trying to put the foot on the ceiling. And you rotate and back and down. Okay? Do those nice ankle rolls again, back and forth. Okay? So I'm keeping my chin tucked. Go to the other leg. Here we go. Drop your shoulders, big breath. Bring the leg up, other leg. You ready? We're gonna lift like you're putting the foot on the ceiling, like you're trying to make a footprint on the ceiling, okay? Don't do it fast. You don't do it jerky. Keep your tummy tight. You bring that leg up, you open, you bring it back, you put it down, okay? Correct yourself, upper body, drop your shoulders, big breath, tighten, lift, keep it way up there, reach, bring it back in, bring it back down, okay? Just like 3 on a side. It's getting all your motor units firing and working that we're trying to take you through with some of these back extension type moves, okay? Big breath. You ready? Last plank. Then we're going to be flipping over. Don't get too worried about the word flipping. Okay. Are you ready? Use one knee, use both knees, or take both knees up, whichever you would like. Tight tummy. You're going to bring your belly button in and then just bring your knees off the floor. That's it. Okay? Hang out here for just a second or 2, 3 or 4, 5 or 6. Okay, knees down and then down. So I'm going to go back into that because I may not have pointed out when we first did this that you pull your belly button in first, okay? If you're going to go into a plank. You drop your shoulders, take big deep breaths, okay? You pull your belly button up first. You pull your hips off the ground first. Then you bring your knees off the ground, one at a time or both. That's your call. And then you hang out here. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Put a knee down. And then you come back into it. Rotate. So I'm right here. All right. Again, I'm right here with my shoulder being protected because my elbow is right underneath. Okay. My shoulder is down right there. Take a big breath. We're going to just reach our leg out and we're not turning our toe. See this? And we just do about a foot lift, you know, if even 6 inches, 10 inches. See this? So this should be right here. So if you're not rolling, keep your toe forward, dorsiflexed. This is a very important move for hips, backs, legs, because you're using your adductors. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Watch your shoulder. And if it's too painful, if you have a shoulder that won't allow you to do this, you get your little pad. You keep your shoulder back and you just go like this. See this? That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I didn't roll my shoulder under. Especially, I want Kay to put her hand back here and do this if you need to. See this? And then I just bend, just like that. Just like that. And I just bring my bent knee up. See how I've got my shoulder underneath, but it's going toward the back? Yeah, you're laying on the front of the chest, the front of the arm. See, I just do a little bit of clam moves. You should be feeling it all through here. Yeah. Then you come in, you press yourself up, you get ready to come over to the other side. Use your pillow if you need to. Okay, so I'm right here. I'm right here. The underneath leg is bent. Okay, that helps a little with your balance. Then your shoulder is right on top of, in line with my elbow. Drop my shoulders. Yes. Straight leg. Toes pointing forward. Lean forward just a little bit. See this? Breath. Yeah. Just like that. These are very important moves, especially for adductors, abductors. These are little guide wires in your legs. So you're going to be sinking into your shoulder. So correct that and just give it a couple more. Okay. So yeah, you might say, well, how many of these do I do? Well, if you ever pull this up and you're doing this, you'll get familiar with it. Keep correcting your shoulder. And you're shooting for at least 2 sets of 10. You know, at least something like that. Take a big breath. And then bring that leg in. So here's the little clammy move. So it's constituted a clam move if you keep your ankles together and don't roll back. Keep yourself kind of leaning forward because that's going to help you use the correct muscles. And the first couple are like nothing. Then all of a sudden, if you're doing this correctly, this leg gets so heavy, like all of a sudden. Yeah, that should get your attention. Okay? Take a big breath. Take big breaths. Big breaths. Couple more, couple more, couple more. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go from here. Remember, you can always put your head down like this. See how I put my hand back? See my hands back here. Listen, some of you need to try this when you're sleeping. Your shoulders will thank you. Okay, so here I am coming up to sitting right here. Big deep breath. Yeah. Yeah, we're flipping. In case you're wondering what I'm doing here, we're getting ready to flip because we were on our tummy, right? Then our side. Now we're going to be supine position. See, face up. We were face down. Looky here. Okay, you see this move? This is a very difficult move for a lot of people, and I know that. So that's why I'm trying to help you to get in this move and just give it a go. Okay, just try it. Looky here. Do you see how I'm opening and I'm tightening, dropping my shoulders, bring one knee up, take the other knee down. Then you pull yourself in. Okay? You can do points, flexes. This is a great way to do point and flex. You could even have your toe around a little band. I'm sure Kathy could teach you all these exercises because I bet you she's doing this one in her PT. See this point flex? Yeah. And I could do it against a band if I had a band attached to my, to a table leg, something that won't move. Okay. Here's my question right now. Listen. In this position, see this? Put your hand back here. If your back is flexed, you got to change something, okay? You got to open and say rib cage up, okay? Because that's what's going to help you straighten that back out. And then once that back is straightened out, you gently pull yourself in. And it's a big old stretch for a lot of you. I understand that. That's why I'm trying to show you ways to get into it and out of it. Okay? Now, I'm going to do a move that you need to be very careful with. Okay? Let me just review it. Okay? so that you'll understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to show you some moves that helps you be more mobile. And I'm gently using moves that people are familiar with yoga and Pilates and all that. I'm putting my spin to it. This move right here, don't do it, just watch. You see how my leg comes up and I go back? Do you see that? Okay. Well, some of you should not do that. Why? Is because you don't have your core strength yet, and you are compensating by rounding your back. So how do you get into that move and not hurt yourself? Bend your knee. Yeah. So that leg that I just went straight into, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say rib cage up. Now you can do this. See this? I'm going to keep one leg down. I'm going to bring this leg and help me down. I'm going to be up here. Now, some of you are going to be here because you can't bring it. Bend your knee, okay? Bend your knee and then gently, gently, gently straighten it and pull it toward you. This is an L stretch. It's a very important move to get proficient at. Why? Because this move is going to allow you to move through your spine and your hips and your shoulders more efficiently. See this? Point flex, point flex. And if I can't do the L, I will bend this knee or both. Okay? And I will just keep pulling this in and trying to straighten at the knee. See that? And for everybody, it's going to be a little different. So this is not a problem for me. It could be a problem for you. So you have to bend or bend like that. Okay. But you want to keep your knee over the belly button is the point, because that's what kicks in this hamstring. Okie dokie. All right. Take a big deep breath. So bend or straighten, however you need to do it. Okay. I'm going to put this down and I may need to bend it and I may need to hang on. Okay. And I'm going to start coming up with that pull. See that? Very key. Don't hold your breath. Too many people hold their breath in this move. Okay. So here I am sitting in an L sit. You have trouble sitting that way. Bend one knee. But what you don't do is round your back. Got it? Okay. Take a big deep breath. So now this leg is going to come up. This leg is going to stay down. So I'm going to bend the knee if I need to. I'm going to say rib cage up as I go down. Keep my chin tucked. Control it, control it, control it, control it. And then I'm going to bring my knee in. And then I'm going to go up and I'm going to go point, flex. Point, flex. So what's the rule? The rule is if you can't get your knee over your tummy, your belly button in a straight leg, then you have to bend. But don't take this way down here and think you're going to get good benefit. You're just going to strain. So tight belly button, knee over the belly button, then go for straightening the leg. Point, flex. Bring it in as far as you can. This is my hip replace side. No straining. It's not hurting it. I have an anterior approach. Take a breath. Some of you, if you have posterior, you have to put in your own precautions. But generally, this move should not give you a problem. Now, I could go straight. I don't encourage you to. Bend your knee a little bit. Tighten. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Don't jerk. Exhale and come up smoothly. Okay? Don't be surprised if you get a little dizzy. That's okay, because you're on the floor. You don't have far to fall. You're supposed to laugh at that. Stay down, stay down. I'm just trying to check my time. Okay. We have plenty of time. All right. So I'm right here again, right? Now I'm going to finish off with one of the most important moves that, if for no other reason, I mean, there's good reasons to pull this one up again, is to get you to finally do hip lifts, okay? And you can do hip lifts with like one of your leg weights on your hips, okay? You put two. See, I'm going to go down. You don't have to. In fact, I just want you to do them, but I'm going to put weights right across the hip bones. And then I'm going to push into the heels, and I'm going to lift. And then I'm going to come down, and I'm going to take a big breath, and I'm going to move my spine like a string of pearls. So lift with your butt first, okay? And move one string of pearls at a time. Come all the way up. And then rotate and come back down like a string of pearls. Then release. Go into a bit of a hyperextension. And then here we go. Tighten the butt. Lift. And see, I'm pushing into the heels. Take a big deep breath into your nose. String of pearls. Tighten the butt. Lift, 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 lift. Come all the way up as high as you can. Then hold it for a second or two and then come back down. So everything is very much in control. Now, if you want to be doing double duty, put your hands so the backs of the palms are down on the floor with your elbow on the floor, the back of the palm on the floor, and your shoulder blades are on the floor. And you're lifting, and then you're coming back down, and you're releasing through the butt, through the gluteals. Pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in, tighten, 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 lift, lift, lift. Yeah, and then come back down like a string of pearls. Get a lot of movement through the spine. It's gentle, and it's pushing on those very important hamstrings, very important gluteals, and you're moving your spine like a string of pearls, getting picked up and getting put down. That's what I mean. Keep those shoulder blades in and keep your shoulders down. Take a big deep breath through the nose. Release. Take a big deep breath. Here we go. Just two more, and we're there. Yeah, I would like for you to do, what I'd like for you to do is get used to doing a few of these before you even get out of bed in the morning. After you go to bed, do a few just to relax your spine, okay? Take a big deep breath. Rotate your knees to the side. Rotate them to the other side. This is called the wave. Yes, and you keep your shoulders in contact, both shoulders in contact with the ground. So you have to stop the wave if your shoulders come off the ground. That's the deal. So see, every time I do this, I'm getting a very important and a very good stretch right through primary core and back muscles. So this is a very good one to keep remembering if you want to stay out of trouble with your back, okay? So we're gonna get up. You can use a chair. So you can bring the chair over to you. I'm gonna get up without any assist. And I used to do this all the time in my class, because I wanted everybody to know how to get up without having help. See how I widened up my feet? See how wide they are? Then I push into my toes. Then I equalize. But I'm right here. Take a big breath. And then I come up to standing. Right here. Woo! There you have it. I hope you were able to follow all that. Anyway, good job.